Swim, cycle and run. 3 disciplines that make up the triathlon, the newest sporting event to be added to this year's Paralympic Games. Stefan Hoggan is one of Great Britain's triathletes who are aiming for the Paralympics, but his road to Rio was only made possible following his retirement from swimming in October 2014.
Retiring from swimming was a huge decision and not one that I took lightly. I had enough of putting in so much effort, so much time, so much money to not succeed in what I was doing. So I decided I'd had enough. Swimming had been my life. I didn't quite know what to do.
But somebody else did. Having followed his sporting career and realising the potential Stefan had to transfer to another sport, Scottish Disability Sport and British Triathlon encouraged Stefan to try out for triathlon.
We've known Stefan for a long time, and he's been involved in our programmes, whether it's as a swimmer, entering our national championships, on our summer camp, whereas when one of my first years was Stefan's last year, when I worked at the camp, and he's just an infectious character. He's very determined, motivated. We knew that he'd just missed out on the Commonwealth Games by a margin, a very, very fine margin, unfortunately, and he'd missed out selection for that. And he was at this point in his sporting career that, which a lot of athletes go through, of what do we do next, or is this coming to an end? And it's a very difficult time for athletes. But him as a person, I knew that he'd be willing to try other avenues. We had a discussion about cycling and whether that would be an option, and then this opportunity came up for triathlon, and he took it and grasped the opportunity with 2 hands and went down there and did really well.
After completing a succession of trials, Stefan moved from his home in Fife to Loughborough in January 2015. Here he would train full-time with the GB Triathlon squad. Fellow teammate George Peasgood and Becky Bisland talked to me about selection for the Rio Paralympics.
The selection for Rio is going to be really tough for everyone, I think. Everyone's got their own little targets, but also the criteria they have to fulfil, even British Triathlon and the Paralympic criteria. So it's going to be tough, I think, for a lot of people, but hopefully we'll all do what we will need to.
And how hopeful are you that you'll get selected for Rio?
I'm a bit hopeful, but I don't want to be too hopeful and then be told that I won't be able to go. So I'm just kind of doing what I can at the moment, and hopefully if I perform as well as I hope to, then I should be able to get a spot.
In regards to the Rio Paralympics, the selection is very difficult. You have to have reached qualification standards, you have to try and qualify, so it's always a challenge, let alone an athlete who's only come into the sport a year ago, and you've got to try and hit all those goals. So it would be up to British Triathlon to try and help him achieve that, and I think it would be amazing if he made it, but not to be too despondent if he didn't, because Tokyo is not long away, and he's a young athlete, and that's something definitely to aim for. And we've had the same situation with other athletes who had aspirations for Rio, but then when you look at it realistically, they need to channel all their energies and focus in the right manner, and we will be there to support as much as we can.
With only 2 Great Britain spots available for Rio, training in Loughborough will be more important than ever over the next few months. Stefan gives us an insight into his training regime. So what are you up to now, and what have you done so far today?
Well, this morning I had a swim and gym session, and then I had lunch and a few hours downtime, and now I'm out on the bike for 2 to 3 hours up in the hills somewhere.
Are you not really tired from all you've done so far this morning?
Yeah, I am tired, but that's what you have to do when you're an athlete, when you're training. We go out, we do this type of thing, and we obviously have rest days and easier days. This is just one of the harder days of the week.
Have you got anything planned after the cycle, or is that you done for the day?
No, that's me done for the day, so it'll just be making dinner and having a nice chill night, probably watching Big Bang Theory or something.
And how have you found it going from just swimming to then adapting to having to do the cycling and the running?
Yeah, going from being just a swimmer to a triathlete is definitely a challenging feat. Something that takes a lot of getting used to and a lot of adaptation. I do enjoy all 3 disciplines, which is the main thing, but if you don't, for whatever reason, if you get bored of one thing, say the running, for instance. It's not like that's all you have to do. You can go and do one of the other sports. I train roughly about 10 hours on the bike, 7 hours in the pool, and then maybe 2 hours running, 2 hours strength and conditioning. So yeah, it's about a 20-hour week.
Do you have a favourite discipline?
Still swimming, by far my favourite discipline. It has to be swimming still. I've been doing swimming since I was 3 years old. It's something that is in my blood. I'll always do swimming. I really enjoy it.
Stefan was born without a right forearm, so although he doesn't require any special equipment to assist him with swimming or running, he does need an adapted bike to support him when cycling.
My bike's set up so everything is controlled through the left-hand side. The brakes are both controlled from the left, which is very helpful for me. Usually the left brake is the front brake and the right brake is the back brake. So if I didn't have this special setup, then it would be very possible if I had to quickly put on the brakes for whatever reason, pulling the front brake, I could go over the handlebars. So this is very good from a safety point of view, more than anything else. Both my brakes, both the front rings and the back, are both controlled from the left hand side. So I've got the normal setup, the levers on the front for the rear cassette, and just buttons to move it from the big ring to the small ring on the back. The prosthetic is by far the most helpful thing that I have on the bike. I have special handlebars, so it's like a socket, and then I've got my prosthetic, which is got a ball on the end, and just like a ball and socket joint, it goes in, I can move it all different directions, and then I can just lever it out, and I've got it on the hoods and on the drop positions for racing.
So what are you doing tonight? What's the race you've got?
I am doing Derby 5k tonight. Every month, or I think it's every third Wednesday of every month, there is a 5k just along the road in the town called Derby. So the team go along every so often and do the race just to see how we are. We also use it as a training session. So I normally have my run session on Tuesdays. So I switched mine around so that I'm doing my run session. This will be my run session. So I did my bike session yesterday and my run session today.
Can't really fault him as an athlete or as like personality or anything. I mean, he's just great friend, great teammate, great athlete. He's dedicated and motivated, and if someone else isn't, then he'll motivate them even more. Stefan is always there.
So how did you find the race went tonight?
Yeah, it went really well. About 17-second personal best, so I'm happy with that. I went out hard and tried to hold on to the pace that I went out on instead of going out easier and building throughout the race, so I think that definitely helped.
In 2 weeks' time, Stefan will move back home to be permanently based at Stirling University.
I'll be a better athlete because I'll be happier. You get a real sense of camaraderie amongst all the sports. Unlike Loughborough University, Stirling University is very compact, and all the sports kind of are all round about each other all the time. Scottish swimming is also based in Stirling University, and I know a lot of the guys from when I was a swimmer. So even when I was up there last week, I was up there for only 2 days, and I managed to see about 3 or 4 good friends from swimming. It's a really good atmosphere to be an athlete around there. It would be amazing to be selected for Rio. It's going to be tough, and I've got other competitors that I've got to beat to get there. As I was saying earlier on, me, Dave Hill and George Peasgood get on really well. So to have that rivalry, but also we're going to be happy for each other no matter what anyway. So it's a win-win situation for either of us.
Regardless of whether he is selected, the emotional journey Stefan has been on and the rate at which he has progressed as a triathlete makes him a true inspiration.